If you're receiving Social Security benefits or planning to soon, listen up, because this January 1st, a game-changing rule update could affect your payments, your eligibility, and how much money lands in your account every month. And here's the kicker. If you don't act quickly, you could miss out on crucial benefits or face unexpected delays. This isn't just another minor update buried in fine print. It's a major shift that experts say will impact millions of Americans, especially seniors, disabled beneficiaries, and those relying on Social Security as their main source of income. Whether you've been receiving benefits for years or just applying, you need to know what's changing, how it could affect you, and the simple steps you must take before January 1st to protect your financial future. We're breaking down everything you need to know, no confusing jargon, no fluff, just the real facts that matter to your wallet and your peace of mind. From new eligibility rules, changes in payment calculations, to important deadlines, this video will make sure you're prepared and ahead of the game. Don't let this major update catch you off guard. Hit that like button right now if you want to stay informed and protect your benefits. Trust me, this is the video you need to watch today to avoid costly mistakes and maximize your Social Security income in 2025. Let's get started. All right, now that you know a major Social Security rule change is coming on January 1st, let's talk about exactly what that means for you and why it's so important to act quickly. Because the truth is, this isn't just another routine update. This change could affect the money you receive, how you apply for benefits, and even the deadlines you must meet to secure your rightful income. And if you miss the memo, it could lead to delays, reduced payments, or worse, missed opportunities that might not come back. If you've ever felt confused by Social Security, you're not alone. For many, it's a complicated system filled with rules that seem to shift constantly. But here's the good news. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what's changing, how it impacts you specifically, and what simple, actionable steps you can take to protect yourself and your family. Let's start by setting the stage. Social Security isn't just about retirement checks. It's a vital lifeline for millions of Americans, including disabled individuals, survivors, and families who depend on these benefits to pay for essentials like rent, groceries, medications, and healthcare. So when the government makes a change, especially a major one, it's natural to worry. And that's exactly why staying informed is critical, because the right knowledge now can mean the difference between secure finances and unexpected hardship. Now, this January 1st change isn't about increasing your monthly benefit amount through a cost of living adjustment or inflation bump. That's usually announced separately every year. Instead, this update affects the rules around how benefits are calculated, who qualifies, and how quickly payments are processed. These behind-the-scenes changes can have a huge ripple effect on your bank account, even if the payment amount on paper looks the same. One of the biggest shifts involves how income and work history are evaluated when determining your eligibility or payment amount. For some, this could mean an increase in benefits. For others, it could mean more paperwork, tighter deadlines, or even temporary holds on payments while the system adjusts. And that's why acting early is so important. Think of it like this. Social Security is updating the software that runs its system. And just like when your phone or computer gets an update, there's a chance things might glitch or run slower, unless you prepare. If you ignore this update, you might find yourself caught in delays or forced to resubmit information you thought you'd already provided. So what can you do to avoid that? First, make sure your contact info with Social Security is current, your address, phone number, email, because you'll want to get official notifications as soon as they're sent out. Next, if you're planning to apply for benefits in 2025, try to start the process before January 1st if possible. Applications filed after that date might be subject to new review standards that take longer. For current beneficiaries, take some time now to review your most recent statement or payment notice. If anything looks off, or if you've had changes in your work status or income, now is the time to report it. Don't wait until you get a letter from Social Security. That could come months later and delay your payments. It's also a good idea to consult directly with Social Security or a trusted benefits advisor to understand how your specific situation might be affected. This is especially true if you're a caregiver, a veteran, or have recently become disabled, since the new rules may impact these groups differently. And speaking of groups, let's be clear, this change won't affect everyone the same way. Some beneficiaries will see no difference at all. Others might experience delays, but ultimately receive more accurate payments. But for a sizable number of people, particularly those with fluctuating incomes, part-time work, or complicated family situations, this update could be a game changer. So why now? Why make such a significant change at the start of the year? The answer is that Social Security has been working to modernize its system for years. The goal is to create a fairer, more transparent process that can handle today's complex work and income patterns better than the older rules, which were designed decades ago for a very different workforce. This modernization effort includes tighter verification processes to prevent fraud, more detailed income assessments, and updated formulas that better reflect how people work today, often juggling multiple jobs, gig work, or self-employment. While these updates are positive in the long run, they do introduce short-term challenges, especially during the transition phase. Now, you might be wondering, will my benefits get cut? The answer depends on your circumstances. For most people, benefits won't decrease suddenly just because of this rule change. But there might be a delay in payments while Social Security verifies new information or adjusts to the new system. And if you didn't report recent changes in your work or income, you could face unexpected reductions later, so it's better to be proactive. Another important piece is the timing of appeals and disputes. If you disagree with any decision Social Security makes because of these new rules, you'll want to file your appeal quickly. The deadlines for appeals could tighten, and if you miss them, you might lose your chance to challenge a reduction or denial. So what does this mean for you if you're planning retirement in the next few years? It means your retirement planning needs to include this new reality. You might want to consult with a financial advisor who understands the updated rules. You'll also want to keep a closer eye on your Social Security statements and any communications from the agency. If you're already retired or receiving benefits, it means staying vigilant. Keep your personal information updated, respond quickly to any requests from Social Security, and consider setting up direct deposit if you haven't already. Direct deposit is the fastest, safest way to get your money, and during transitions like this, it reduces the chance of missed or delayed payments. For caregivers and veterans, who often qualify for additional benefits or special programs, this update could affect the way those extra benefits are calculated or delivered. If you fall into one of these groups, make sure you get the latest information directly from official sources or trusted advocates. And here's a pro tip. Social Security offers online services where you can check your benefits, update your information, and even track applications. If you haven't signed up yet, now's the perfect time. The sooner you familiarize yourself with these digital tools, the easier it'll be to navigate any changes smoothly. Before we go deeper, I want to emphasize something critical. Don't panic. Change can be scary, especially when it involves your money, but being informed is your best defense. If you stay calm, stay proactive, and follow the steps I'm outlining, you'll be well positioned to handle whatever comes. Also, don't rely on rumors or unverified social media posts. There's a lot of misinformation floating around about Social Security changes every year. The official details will come from Social Security Administration announcements, government websites, and reputable news sources. Always double-check before you take action based on what you hear or read online. Now, let's look at some real-life examples to help you understand how this could play out. Imagine someone who works part-time while collecting SSDI benefits. Under the old rules, small earnings might not have been fully counted, but the new update might require more detailed reporting of every dollar earned. This could lead to a recalculation of their benefits, either increasing or decreasing the amount. Or consider a senior who delayed applying for retirement benefits while working freelance. The updated system might evaluate their complex work history differently, impacting when and how much they can receive. In these cases, being aware of the changes allows you to prepare documentation and avoid surprises. What about survivors' benefits or family benefits? Those aren't immune to changes either. The new rules could alter eligibility timelines or how benefits are split among family members. Again, the key is to stay informed and act early. As we get closer to January 1st, expect Social Security to ramp up communications. They might send letters, emails, or even make phone calls to affected beneficiaries. If you get contacted, don't ignore it. Respond promptly and keep copies of everything. For those who need help, there are resources available. Social Security offices, nonprofit advocacy groups, and legal aid organizations can assist you in understanding and navigating the new rules. Don't hesitate to reach out if you feel overwhelmed. So what's the takeaway? This January 1st Social Security rule change is a big deal, but it's manageable. Your best strategy is to be proactive. Update your info, review your benefits, plan ahead, and seek help if needed. Don't wait until the last minute. Start today. And one last thing before we move on. If you find this video helpful so far, please hit the like button below. It helps more people see these critical updates and stay informed. Plus, it supports the channel so I can keep bringing you the latest, most accurate info without the fluff. Alright, now let's dive even deeper and unpack some of the technical changes, how the appeals process might shift, and what experts predict for the months after January 1st. Alright, welcome back. Now that we've covered the big picture, it's time to get into some of the nitty-gritty details of what this major Social Security rule change means, and how you can stay ahead of it. One of the most significant updates involves the way Social Security evaluates your work credits and income history. For many years, the system relied on a fairly straightforward formula based on annual earnings, but that model didn't always capture the complexities of modern work. Today, people frequently juggle multiple jobs, freelance gigs, self-employment, or even seasonal work. Social Security is updating its criteria to better account for these realities. So what does that mean? Simply put, if you've had a regular or multiple streams of income, the new rules might recalculate your benefits based on a more detailed assessment of those earnings. This could potentially increase your benefit amount if you've had significant income from self-employment or gig work that wasn't fully credited before. But it could also mean more documentation and verification requirements, which might slow down processing times if your records aren't clear or complete. That's why it's absolutely crucial to gather your income records now, especially if you've worked as a freelancer, contractor, or received irregular payments over the past several years. Collect tax returns, 1099s, pay stubs, or any official documents that show your earnings. Having these ready means you can respond quickly to any requests from Social Security, preventing delays and ensuring you get the full benefits you're entitled to. Another important change relates to the medical review process for disability benefits. Social Security has always conducted periodic reviews to verify ongoing disability status, but starting January 1st, these reviews are expected to become more stringent. That means beneficiaries may be asked for more comprehensive medical documentation or could face faster reevaluations. For many disabled individuals, this could feel overwhelming. It's already challenging enough managing health conditions and financial concerns without extra bureaucratic hurdles. But the key takeaway is to stay organized. Keep all your medical records, doctor's notes, and treatment histories updated and accessible. If you get a notice for a review, respond immediately. Don't wait or ignore the request, because missed deadlines could lead to benefit suspension. Now, let's talk about timing and payment schedules, another area impacted by this change. Historically, Social Security benefits are paid out on a monthly schedule based on your birth date or the type of benefit you receive. But with the new system update, some recipients might experience shifts in their payment dates or temporary holds as Social Security implements the new verification and processing protocols. This can be stressful, but it's not permanent. If you do see a change in when your payment arrives, don't panic. It's likely a temporary adjustment while the system sorts through updated eligibility and income data. Still, it's smart to budget carefully and have some cushion in your savings or emergency funds during this transition. One thing I want to emphasize is that appeals and disputes will require quicker action under the new rules. Social Security is tightening deadlines on when you must file an appeal after a decision you disagree with. If you've ever dealt with Social Security denials or reductions before, you know how important it is to file appeals on time. Now, those windows might get shorter. So, if you receive a notice of a change in your benefits or a denial, don't delay. Gather your evidence, fill out your appeal forms, and submit them promptly. If you need help, look for nonprofit legal aid or advocacy groups that specialize in Social Security cases. They can often help you navigate this complex process without extra cost. Here's another angle to consider: family and survivor benefits. These can be among the most confusing parts of Social Security, with rules that vary based on your relationship to the deceased, your age, and your income. Under the January 1st update, There may be new requirements or clarifications around who qualifies and how benefits are calculated. If you're a surviving spouse, parent, or child receiving benefits, pay special attention to any communications from Social Security. The changes might affect your eligibility or payment amount. Again, if you're unsure, reach out to Social Security or a benefits counselor to get clear, personalized information. Now, let's get into what experts and policy analysts are saying about the long-term impact of these changes. Many agree that while the short-term transition may be rocky, the modernization effort is necessary. The Social Security system has faced criticism for being outdated and slow to adapt to today's workforce realities. This update aims to create a fairer system that better reflects how Americans live and work in the 21st century. However, the experts also warn that the success of this transition depends heavily on how well Social Security communicates with beneficiaries and handles the influx of questions and appeals. If the agency is understaffed or overwhelmed, processing times could lengthen, leading to frustration for many. That's why your role as a beneficiary is so important. Staying informed, staying proactive, and using available resources can help smooth the bumps along the way. And remember, Social Security is still your safety net. It hasn't disappeared or weakened. These changes are part of a larger effort to keep it sustainable for future generations. Before we move toward wrapping up, I want to cover some final, practical tips to make sure you're ready for January 1st. First, check your Social Security account online if you haven't already. This will give you a clear snapshot of your current benefits, estimated payments, and any alerts or messages from Social Security. If you don't have an account, it's quick and free to set one up. Second, keep all your personal information up to date with Social Security. This includes your address, phone number, email, and direct deposit information. If you move or change banks, update Social Security immediately to avoid missed payments. Third, keep a paper trail of every interaction you have with Social Security. If you call or visit, write down the date, the name of the person you spoke to, and a summary of the conversation. If you send documents, keep copies and certified mail receipts if possible. This record keeping can be invaluable if any disputes arise. Fourth, budget carefully in the first few months of 2025. Because of possible payment delays, having a cushion of savings can relieve a lot of stress. If you don't have much saved, look into local assistance programs, food banks, or community resources that can help during times of uncertainty. Finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's from Social Security itself, local nonprofits, or online support groups, there are people ready to guide you through these changes. You don't have to figure it all out alone. Okay, now as we come to the close of this video, let me leave you with this. Change can be daunting, especially when it touches your finances and your future security. But knowledge is power. By understanding these upcoming Social Security rule changes and preparing early, you're taking control of your financial destiny. Remember, the key is not to wait until the last minute. The time to act is right now. Update your info, gather your documents, and get ready for the new rules taking effect January 1st. And keep following trusted sources, like this channel, to get timely, clear updates as new information unfolds. If you found this video helpful, informative, or just gave you peace of mind, please hit that like button below. It helps this important information reach others who need it, and it supports our work to keep bringing you the real story without the confusion or hype. Thank you so much for watching and staying informed. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next update.